第29話、斎藤一と長倉新八の後日談。斎藤一と長倉新八が激動の幕末を生き抜き、その後の時代を静かに歩んだことは、まるで燃え盛る炎の中で奇跡的に残った2つの不滅の火花のようだ。歴史の激流に翻弄されながらも、彼らの信念と魂は決して消えることなく、新たな時代の幕開けを見届けた。斎藤一、後に藤田五郎と名を変えた彼は、激動の幕末から明治への移り変わりを静かに生き抜いた。警視庁での勤務を経て、再婚した楠木小雪との間に一人の息子を設け、剣術道場を開いて過ごしていた。彼の晩年、藤田五郎はしばしば過去を振り返るようになった。かつて新選組の一員として、京都の町を駆け回り、仲間と共に剣を交えた日々。彼はあの頃のことを語りたがらなかったが、彼の息子は父の過去に強い興味を持ち、その物語を聞きたがった。ある日、息子にせがまれて藤田は静かに口を開いた。新選組は義と誠を貫くために生きた。多くの血が流れ、多くの命が失われたが、あの時の信念だけは揺るがなかったと。息子はその言葉を深く胸に刻み、父の生き様を尊敬した。長倉新八は、杉村義恵としての静かな生活の中で、新選組の記憶を風化させないための努力を続けていた。彼は晩年、新聞に、新選組顛末記、老子文久報告記事を連載し、世間に新選組の真実を伝えることを決意した。新聞連載が始まると、民衆の間で新選組への見方が次第に変わり始めた。当初、新選組は恐怖の集団として悪名高かったが、長倉の連載はその誤解を解き、彼らが抱えていた信念と苦悩を鮮明に描き出した。第1回目の連載では、新選組の結成から京都での活動、特に池田屋事件や金門の変について詳細に記され、民衆は初めて新選組の背景とその使命を知った。記事には、彼らがいかにして治安維持に尽力し、命を懸けて戦ったかが描かれていた。連載を読むうちに、民衆は新選組の人間的な側面にも触れ始めた。長倉は、近藤勇や土方歳三、沖田総司といった仲間たちの人柄を生き生きと描写し、彼らの勇気と義理をたたえた。新選組の内部構想や粛清の真相も明かされ、その中での葛藤や苦悩も詳述された。連載が進むにつれ、読者からの反響は大きくなり、新聞社には多くの感謝の手紙が寄せられた。新選組の真実を知り、彼らの名誉を回復するために力を尽くしてくれてありがとう。と書かれた手紙が長倉のもとにも届いた。街頭では新選組に関する話題が増え、人々は彼らの勇気と献身に対する敬意を示すようになった。かつての恐怖の象徴から一転して義と誠を貫いた英雄たちとして新選組を再評価する声が高まった。晩年のある日、長倉はかつての仲間、藤田五郎、斎藤一と再会した。二人は互いの歳月をねぎらい、新選組として共に戦った日々を語り合った。長倉は藤田に、連載が始まってから民衆の新選組に対する見方が変わったんだ。俺たちの戦いがようやく正当に評価されるようになったと伝えた。藤田は静かにうなずき、それならば我々の努力も無駄ではなかったということだな、と答えた。その目にはかつての仲間たちへの思いが浮かんでいた。長倉新八の努力と藤田五郎の生涯を通じて新選組の名誉は回復され、人々の記憶に義と誠を貫いた集団として刻まれた。 彼らの物語は、激動の時代を生き抜いた真の武士たちの姿を後世に伝え続けるものとなった。
Episode 29, The Later Years of Saito Hajime and Nagakura Shinpachi. Saito Hajime and Nagakura Shinpachi, who survived the tumultuous final years of the Tokugawa shogunate and quietly walked the path of the new era, were like two indomitable sparks that miraculously remained after the flames had died down. Though swept up in the violent currents of history, their beliefs and spirits never wavered, and they witnessed the dawn of a new age. Saito Hajime, who later changed his name to Fujita Goro, lived quietly through the transition from the upheaval of the Bakumatsu to the Meiji era. After serving with the Metropolitan Police, he remarried a woman named Kusunoki Koyuki, with whom he had a son. He spent his remaining years running a Kenjutsu dojo. In his later years, Fujita Goro often found himself reflecting on the past, the days when he had galloped through the streets of Kyoto as a member of the Shinsengumi, crossing swords alongside his comrades. Although he was reluctant to speak about those times, his son became deeply interested in his father's past and yearned to hear those stories. One day, after much persuasion, Fujita finally began to speak softly to his son. The Shinsengumi lived and fought to uphold righteousness and sincerity. Much blood was spilled, and many lives were lost, but the conviction we held back then never wavered. His son etched these words deep into his heart, and came to hold great respect for the way his father had lived. Nagakura Shinpachi, who led a quiet life under the name Sujimura Yoshi, worked tirelessly to ensure that the memory of the Shinsengumi would not fade away. In his later years, he serialized a series of articles in the newspaper titled Shinsengumi Tenmatsuki Records of the Shinsengumi, determined to share the true story of the Shinsengumi with the public. As the serialization began, the public's view of the Shinsengumi slowly started to change. Initially notorious as a fearsome group, the Shinsengumi had been vilified for their brutal methods. However, through Nagakura's writing, he dispelled many of these misunderstandings, vividly portraying the convictions and struggles that the group had faced. In the first installment of the series, Nagakura detailed the formation of the Shinsengumi, their activities in Kyoto, particularly the Aikidaya incident and the Hamiguri Gate rebellion, and the public learned for the first time of the Shinsengumi's mission and the background behind their actions. The articles described how they worked tirelessly to maintain public order, fighting with their lives on the line. As they continued reading the serialized articles, the public also began to see the human side of the Shinsengumi. Nagakura brought to life the personalities of his comrades, Kondo Aisami, Hijikata Toshizo, and Okita Soji, honoring their bravery and loyalty. He also revealed the truth behind the internal conflicts and purges within the Shinsengumi, detailing the emotional struggles and anguish that accompanied them. As the serialization progressed, the response from readers grew, and the newspaper received numerous letters of gratitude. Some of these letters even reached Nagakura himself, with messages such as, "Thank you for sharing the truth about the Shinsengumi and for restoring their honor." On the streets, conversations about the Shinsengumi increased, and people began to express respect for their courage and dedication. The once feared group was now being re-evaluated as heroes who upheld righteousness and sincerity. One day, late in life, Nagakura was reunited with his former comrade, Fujita Goro Saito Hajime. The two men, now aged, praised each other for the years they had endured, reminiscing about the days when they had fought side by side as members of the Shinsengumi. Nagakura told Fujita, "Since the serialization started, people's views on the Shinsengumi have changed. Our fight is finally being recognized for what it was." Fujita quietly nodded. "Then it seems our efforts were not in vain," he replied. In his eyes, the memories of their fallen comrades flickered to life. Through the efforts of Nagakura Shinpachi and the life of Fujita Goro, the honor of the Shinsengumi was restored. They were etched into the people's memories as a group that upheld righteousness and sincerity. Their story became one that would continue to pass on the image of true samurai who had survived through an era of great upheaval.